This time I give a snail a luxury trip of a lifetime, and I find a van in a random village car park. I also got rained on a lot in order to get to that random village car park. This series is the story of the new amphibious Arctic vehicle project named Bernard. Building on ideas, skills and questions raised during the Allen lifeboat conversion, as a team we will share all those moments needed to get Bernard up north, onto the ice and making himself useful. I managed to get into the van and drove it to the yard. Right, it's been torrential rain all morning. We've finally got a little bit of sun. This is the right moment because we're about to load it up. It's about 5.1 metres, so it's going to have a tiny bit of overhang. First things first, get the tape measure out. I was anticipating a potential overhang for our large orange cargo today. The law had different rules depending on how far it overhangs. The width is more important if we don't want it falling off. That's 212, so we're going to have, maybe again a tiny bit of overhang. I might have it slightly over one edge and then slightly in on the other. Might be easy to strap. This was all on the basis of having Bernard's mould bottom up, rather like in the manner it's been on the original mould. Not a rain bucket and aerodynamic-ish, but we, and by that I mean I, made a choice whilst the mould was in the air to have it the proper way up on the transporter. I'm sure you're all going to remember Jonathan from the laminating phase. In fact, you'll remember inside there, that is Jonathan's work. The inside of that mould. Anyway, we just got it on and we were planning to have it bottom down, if that makes sense, but actually in terms of getting the right angle here, actually that's a bit neater. Yes, there's going to be the odd scuff on the bottom, but honestly I'm going to have to resurface it and polish it anyway. God, that was sweaty work. I really shouldn't be wearing my fleece. It was with rain earlier, and you'll have to bleep that out. And now it's really sunny and warm. Cool, this is quite a look, isn't it? Well, we need to strap this very lightweight lump down. I'm pleased we'll end up with no overhang, as I'm not experienced driving very long vehicles. It's also the first time I, indeed we, have seen this shell shaped the correct way up. The lines, the semi-hull clearance, and indeed the handful of scrapes. Given the unavoidable rough handling between boats to the truck, I'm impressed that the hard resin isn't more gouged. Good plan to save the final coats and polish to later though. Now, to strap things down onto the truck, not something I do every day of the week. I'm aware of two things though. Something that looks robust could come loose immediately, so millions of massive straps? No need. Waste of time unless carefully done. Also, that adding more and more and more could go on forever if you're convinced that disaster is inevitable. We're going for two carefully placed pull-down ratchets across the beam. The mould weighs less than a person, but has high windage. What a view. There was a snail right down in the bottom of the mould. He's now all the way over there. He's absolutely running for his life. I think we'll help him extricate himself before the journey because I respect that snail. Right, where are we going to release you? I think we'll take you over here. Actually no, we'll give you a chance of a new life. There you go, you can eat these. Well, that was strange, but we do respect tenacity on this channel. Anyway, now for the main part of my plan to keep Bernard's mould on top of the truck's flatbed. Downward straps are well and good, but I want a firm anchor to stop rearward slipping once I deploy the searing acceleration of the van. Firstly, I'm reattaching a solid length of CLS timber across the length of the guttering, which would have been easier beforehand, but this is a real-time, evolving plan of Loadmaster brilliance. Don't think that's going anywhere. And now all we need to do is connect that wooden bit to the truck, so it literally cannot go off that end of the truck. Because on the M25, I'm not sure that's what everyone wants this afternoon. Imagine the news. It would be large orange bathtub closes the entire M25. No, I'm not going to put anything in there because I won't be able to secure it and things will then shuffle around inside. And I just think it's, for the sake of the fact I'll be doing another van run anyway, I'm going to leave it empty. Which I know seems a little bit of a waste, but don't think I have a more elegant solution. Because I would need to have screw-in eyelets, which I don't have.
How about loosening the screw off, going round the timber? With if you loosen the screw off, go round the timber with the strap.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'd never say no to a good idea. Ratchet straps back from the Alan the Lifeboat days to the rescue. As per Jonathan's idea, I'm sliding the strap through the wooden attachment and then securing it to a solid part of the truck. Then a lot more fixings to keep it all in place. The most important thing now is to do all those screws back up. Nice. Right, it now can't move that way. We're also doing belt and braces for the ratchets themselves, partly to stop bumps on the road accidentally popping them open, and also to allow me to wrap those that need it in fabric so they don't swing against the mould. I did mention avoiding the tendency to add more and more securing straps, but I couldn't resist these 2 extra ones in the 2 front-facing corners. Looking purposeful and orange. We hope the torrential rain doesn't reappear, otherwise a 60-kilogram load will become half a ton. I've never really done this sort of load moving before, and it's just as well that there's someone at hand to carefully record all and any errors made. I genuinely thought I'd banged into the gate somehow, despite being convinced I was well clear. Luckily, I'd done just fine. The sound was just a gentle scrape of 10-year-old rusty steel truck on the concrete exit ramp. I don't really know how proper large truck drivers manage their work in much tighter surroundings without bashing into stuff. Who knows? Practice probably. And some of them do appear to need more of it. This happened recently to historic gates near where I live. So far, I'm doing better then. Okay, so it's a roughly 90-minute, 60-mile drive to my new workshop's secret location, mostly on motorways but some smaller ones too. Jonathan kindly offered to drive over too for good company, moral support, keeping watch from, bravely, behind to make sure Bernard doesn't mount a great escape, but also to record any such disaster if it does happen. Perfect. So far, the miles ticked by just fine, and the weather was spot on. None of that April heatwave nonsense, as my truck had no air conditioning. In fact, the going was so good that I upped us from 50 to 55 miles an hour, the fastest any Bernard will ever travel, and Jonathan checked I was still there. Perfect conditions, I said? It was inevitable, and the forecast did warn me that we'd not picked the best day, but I paid to find that truck in that village car park, so... Every additional raindrop that Bernard's mould collected made me dread what might be happening back there, and that the damp might stretch the saturated straps a little. We even got some entertainment. And biblical thundery rain now, not just a shower. Well, I don't really believe in fate and all that sort of thing, so I will tempt it. We're nearly there. We'll be going about an hour and 10, and we've only got about another 10 minutes to go. The mould is slightly rotated, but it's not moved backwards at all. I think it's sort of settled into a spot that it was happiest in. All the straps I can see in the mirrors, they're all tight. So, unless something extraordinary happens in the next 10 minutes, job's a good one. Job was a good one, and the clouds even lightened. Despite a very slight twist there on the flatbed, Bernard was fine and all the straps were unchanged from the start. So Bernard's mould is at the secret location of our newish home, and I just need to finish the coatings and mount it on some wheels. Then we can infuse some epoxy. Right, now I need to work out what the hell I've done with this ratchet. Bye.